Hey, welcome back to Vic's Views. Hey, I want to talk to you guys about Fantastic Four. I know it's right around the corner. Um, I'm not going to go see that movie. Now, I know I did tell you guys that I changed my mind about the Superman. Uh, if I do go see Superman, it'll probably be early, but I want to talk about Fantastic Four. Um, I have I don't know, I just got this weird, uneasy feeling in my body uh, that that movie can go either way. Uh, So in turn, it got me thinking about when I took my boys to go see Incredibles. You know, how come they can't make now? This is Disney product. I know it's a Disney product, but I just can't figure out why Disney can't just. I guess what I'm trying to say, I've been thinking about all the movies that's coming up this year, and I told you guys in a previous video that I just think 2025 is a dry year. Now it's not going to be a dry year as far as indie films. There's a lot of indie films that I'm going to go watch. I can't think of their names, but there's a lot of films this year I believe that's going to fly under the radar, and I think they're going to be good. And sometimes you look at a trailer and you got a gut instinct, and you're like, I'm going to check that out. And you like it, but it doesn't make that much money. But it's a good movie. But you got the Fantastic Four that's coming out, I think, around, I think the end of May, and then you got Superman coming out in July, or I think they're pretty close to each other. But you know, this is not a complaint about the Fantastic Four. Either thing about it is you don't have to go see these movies if you don't want. I'm not going to go see the movie. I'm burned out on superhero movies anyway, and Star Wars is probably just about you can stick a fork in them. I think, unless somebody brings it back to life. But I was thinking about Disney's Pixar's Incredibles, man. Now I remember when I took my boys to go see this movie, and this is the best type of the bet. It's almost kind of like a Fantastic Four, but it's just made so much better, and it's such a great story. It's so fresh, and it's so just inventive. Just like it's like they just was just going with whatever they could just. I don't know. I can't explain it because when I watch this, I can never get tired of watching this. I've never opened this up because I have a lot of memories when I took my three little boys to go see this movie, and this was such a good movie. Such a good movie. And then several years later, they came out with Disney Pixar Incredibles 2. And my daughter and I wanted to hang out for Father's Day. So me and her, we went and met at this theater because she lived like an hour away, and we lived like an hour and 15 minutes away from each other. So we met at this theater where we cut the time down on traveling. And me and her went and seen this on Father's Day. That she spent Father's Day. I told her, I said, I want to see Incredibles too. This one was good. This one was good. But this one, the first one is a better one. But this was good. Don't get me wrong. This was good. The only reason why I'm talking about this is because I'm just thinking about Fantastic Four that's coming out, and I just have a uneasy feeling. I just have an uneasy feeling about Fantastic Four. Now, will it be good? I don't know. Remains to be seen. But I am definitely not going to see that movie. I just do not want to see it. The cast looks kind of iffy. But I will tell you this. I don't want that movie to do bad. I don't want the movie to do bad at all. But I have this uneasy feeling about it. I just wish they could have came up with some. I don't know. I just think the cast should have been selected differently. I think they should have had like some people that are like up and coming movie stars and like do a surprise at us and like, oh man, he's a good Reed Richards and stuff. The Pedro Pascal, man, I ain't got nothing against him either. I just don't think he's a good fit. But I don't know. Who knows, man? The movie might do good, but I just wanted to throw this video up because I wanted to talk about Incredibles. Because I do hear a lot of people talk about Incredibles, how they think this is the best version of Fantastic Four, and I have to agree with them. I just, one thing about collecting physical, collecting physical copies and physical media and trying to collect movies that you like is these movies. This one's in near and dear to my heart because my boys, they're all in their 30s now, except for one, he's 29. But I remember taking them to go see this movie. And then several years later, my daughter wanted to hang out with me. She said, "Dad, what you want to do for Father's Day?" I said, "Let's go see a movie." And we wanted to see Incredibles 2 because she's seen Incredibles 1. But I don't understand why. I see why Fantastic Four is trying to do a 60s things because, these YouTubers, I'm not going to say their name, they were right. Fantastic Four was pretty hot in the 60s. So I could see them doing everything in the 60s. But I have this uncomfortable feeling when it comes to Fantastic Four because I have an uncomfortable feeling that Disney is going to try to do some slick stuff. They're going to try to, instead of just making an entertaining movie, I think they might try to shoehorn some things in there. More of a let's make everybody happy type of thing. Let's make sure we do this, make sure we do that, make sure we put this in here and some of these things in here to, to please other audiences and stuff like that. And I'm just burnt out, man. I'm just burnt out on all that stuff. Now I ain't that channel that wants to sit there and talk about, oh, this is this and this and that and that and this. I don't want to be that channel. Y'all know where I'm going with this. But it's just that I just have an uneasy feeling about Fantastic Four. And I'm going to be honest with you. I hope I'm wrong. I really do. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I hope the movie does good. And even if the movie does good and I hear good word of mouth, I'm not going to the theater to go see it. I'll just wait till it comes out on DVD. I said, was that good? I'm like, yeah, man, it was really good. Let's just say some people come back and they tell me it was really good, and they even thought that it was going to be like what I'm thinking. And they said, man, Vic, they might say, hey, Vic, it ain't nothing like that, man. It's good. You ought to go see it. And then I'll say, like, all right, then I'll take your word for it. And then if I see what the media, sometimes you can't always pay attention to some of these, reviews too. Because sometimes I've seen there's a lot of movies that are terrible I like, and a lot of people, there's a lot of movies that are terrible that I like. And they are terrible, though. I will say that. It's just I like them. So, if Fantastic Four is good, which I don't think it's going to be, I think it's going to be in the middle, then I'll rent it. I don't have Disney Plus, but these were so it was just so well made. I guess that's all I'm gonna say. Well made. This Incredibles 2 though, when the baby was doing that little Jack was doing the thing that he did in there. Shoot, man, Jack, man. I was glad they did. And like you said, right there it says worth the wait. Right there it says worth the wait, and it was worth the wait. But good family, man. Just love the family dynamic in here and how they getting into predicaments and what's that woman's name? Aunt Agna or some woman that invents stuff and stuff. It just, but this some it's going to be interesting to see what Incredibles 3 is going to be like. But again, I just want to talk about Fantastic Four. I know it's right around the corner. We're in midway of April, and all the May, June, and July is your really super hot months for movies and stuff. So I know we're about on the verge of movies coming out. But one movie I am going to go see, and I know that could be debatable too, is I am a little bit, I don't know why I never get tired of watching those Jurassic Park movies. They just keep doing more Jurassic Parks. I guess, and I like Scarlett Johansson. I really do. I always did like Scarlett Johansson. So, uh, and I like Mahershala Ali, and I think I'm looking forward to that movie. So, but 2025 to me still just been not a very compelling year for me to watch movies. You know what I mean? So I'm not sitting there saying, oh, 2025 is sucky. Nah, I'm just saying that it's been kind of like, I am looking forward to Megan. I told y'all that before. Megan 2, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to the end of this month to watching Until Dawn. It could probably suck. There is a lot of stuff that's coming out that's like smaller movies that doesn't have big budget that's coming out this year that, I think will do all right. But yeah, I am definitely going to go see that new Jurassic World spinoff with Scarlett Johansson, Mahershala Ali, and I forgot the other guy's name in there. But anyway, it looks like it's going to be entertaining. I'm just tired of all the being preached to and all the messaging. But I don't want to be that channel to talk about that all the time. But I don't like it. I don't like race swapping either. I'm a black man. Ooh. No, I don't like race swapping. Let me give you an example about how creative you can be about making a movie with somebody of color. You remember when Will Smith came out with a movie called Hancock? I went and seen that movie just on a whim. Me and one of my buddies went to go see it. We just thought it looked funny. And that movie was freaking entertaining. Now, was that based on a book or anything? I don't know. All I know is Will Smith had this superhuman strength. And Will Smith, he likes to get in character. Yes, I know about the slap. Yes, I know about all that. But that is how you make a movie with somebody of different color. Black, Hispanic, Latino, or gender swapping and all that stuff. You can come up with some compelling stories, man, and just roll with it. That Hancock was one of those movies that just like, wow, it was like a breath of fresh air. So that is why I said that. You understand what I'm saying? You can use black characters, Hispanic characters. You can use women and put them in a role that fits them and be creative how you write a story. Take chances, man. And cut the daggone budget down. Don't put so much money into something knowing that there might be a possibility that it's not going to stick. It's just stupid. So I'm just using Hancock as an example of how you could race swap. There was no race swapping. It was just Hancock. The movie was called Hancock. I don't even know if Will Smith was just a guy that was, him and his wife split up, and I think he was drinking problem, and he saved people every now and then it was a very entertaining movie. It was funny though. So that's why I would be talking about, swapping races and all that kind of stuff and like that. Like for instance, I know a lot of y'all won't disagree with me on this one, man. But the guy that played Anthony Mackie that played trying to be the new Captain America, I know he probably did the best he could. But how come you couldn't do a Falcon, just a spinoff, like a $65 million budget Falcon movie? Just a good, compelling story about the Falcon doing, some things like, he's in the military. He could have just made a small story about that, just a small story. And kind of just, had references to him and Captain doing stuff together before he might become Captain America, I don't know why they never did that. I still say some people wouldn't went for that because Anthony Mackie would have played because Anthony Mackie's not a bad actor. He would have played the actor. He would have played that real well because he was still being, Hawkeye, whatever. What's the thing? What is this character where he's the Falcon and the Winter Soldier? So if he would have played Falcon, like the Adventures of made a series called The Adventures of Falcon, or made a story called just made a solo story about just Falcon. I don't know if that would have went or not, but I think Anthony Mackie would have done a good job with that, and instead of just getting rid of everybody and having them be Captain America and all that. Now, y'all looking at me probably like, oh, you're black and you don't like that. That's not what I'm saying here. What I'm trying to get you to understand is that if they could have just say, hey, Anthony, would you like to do a solo story of you doing a series, not a series, but a movie where you're catching these espionage in the military and you're Falcon and you're doing this and you know, the movie can only be like 110 minutes long and we're going to give you a $55 million budget. I think that would have flew. Because if you'd have given them a $55 million budget and they had made a good movie, the movie was good and it grossed $300 million, you got profit there. But nope, they had to do that. So I'm just using these as examples. Maybe it might not have flew. But there's just a lot of things in the movie industry. I'm like, golly, there's so many stories out there that you can tell, but nobody wants to take chances. Remakes and race swapping and gender swapping and, oh, let's make this person this way now. Let's make this person like the other thing now. Let's make them like this only and this only and let them point fingers and tell us how we should be thinking and acting. I'm like, golly, you guys, just come up with I don't know. I just don't get it. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about these two movies, you guys. I know I might have went off tilt. But I want to talk about these two movies. These are the best Fantastic Four movies. And they're not even Fantastic Four. But this is just, man, this first one, I might pop this one in later on the day. I'm going to work out here, man, and I'm going to go take my car for a spin, go check some stuff, and then I'm going to come back, work out, fix me something to eat. I might watch this today. I just might. I just want to see what it looks like on my new setup, because I finally got me a new setup. But anyway, Incredibles 1, Incredibles 2, man. Great. This is how you make this. Dang, girl, you look good. Whew. This is how you make movies. There's a girl walking her dog, and she's very attractive. But anyway, I lost my train of thought. But anyway, this is how you make movies. And I just have a weird feeling about Fantastic Four. I really do. Again, in closing, I'm not sitting there saying that I want the movie to do bad. I'm not sitting there saying, oh, the movie's going to suck. I'm not saying any of that. All I'm saying is I'm just thinking that I just have this gut feeling. I just wish that when they, put out the cast and everything like that, they could have had a Reed Richards, we'd be like, oh man, I remember that guy played in that movie. Oh man, that's a good selection. Oh man, and every time but it's just, I don't know. I hope I'm wrong. Be blessed out there, folks. God bless. We'll catch you later.